In a zombie apocalypse, it's important to remember that staying in shape can be a matter of life or death. And that's exactly what our hero, Columbus, discovers as he navigates his way through the post-apocalyptic world. Columbus, a self-proclaimed gamer geek, somehow manages to survive by following a set of secret rules that are like cheat codes for survival. The world has become a terrifying place, reminiscent of scenes from The Walking Dead, due to a virus that has turned everyone into flesh-craving, brain-munching zombies. Columbus begins his survival guide by recounting the misadventures of an unfit guy who clearly didn't prioritize hitting the gym before the apocalypse. Rule number 1. Cardio. Columbus shares how he manages to get his exercise in unexpected ways, but unfortunately, our chunky protagonist falls victim to the zombies. Fast forward to a more organized world, where Columbus reveals rule number 2. Always double tap. No one wants to be caught off guard by a not-so-dead zombie wanting an undead hug. Rule number 3 is a reminder to stay alert in bathrooms, as zombies have a tendency to sneak up on you when you least expect it. And rule number 4 emphasizes the importance of safety first, urging everyone to buckle up Buttercup. Columbus finds himself in Garland, Texas, at an eerie gas station before hitting the road again. In a twist of fate, he ends up in a restroom where he encounters yet another zombie. A comical chase ensues, with Columbus hilariously struggling with a locked car door, only to realize it was actually unlocked the whole time. Classic. With zombies in the back seat, Columbus channels his inner Fast and Furious and sends one of the undead creatures through the windshield. He then dispatches another infected baddie before continuing his journey on foot. A dramatic zombie apocalypse montage sets the tone as Columbus drops another knowledge bomb, travel light. He emphasizes the importance of not trusting anyone but oneself in this zombified world. Just as Columbus declares his self-reliance, an SUV rolls up, and a tough guy sporting a cowboy hat steps out with guns drawn. Our geeky hero, Columbus, finds himself at a crossroads. Will he survive? Stay tuned. Columbus throws up the universal hitchhiker's sign, and to his relief, the big guy agrees to give him a ride. Columbus cautiously checks the back seat for safety, a necessary precaution in this post-apocalyptic world. The big guy offers Columbus a drink, but our cautious hero secretly dumps it out the car window. After all, you never know what could be lurking in a drink these days. They share their destinations, with the big guy headed to Tallahassee and Columbus on a mission to visit his parents. Opting for code names, they simply refer to each other as Tallahassee and Columbus. Tallahassee agrees to be Columbus's chauffeur to Texarkana, and off they go. Later, they stumble upon a deserted truck, and Tallahassee's obsession with Twinkies takes over. Unfortunately, all he finds are jam-filled snowball cookies, a disappointing trade-off. But in a world overrun by zombies, you have to take what you can get. Columbus, on the other hand, realizes it's time for a bathroom break. After locating a public restroom, he proceeds with caution, checking for any unexpected undead visitors. As he takes care of his business, he candidly confesses his fear of clowns. This revelation triggers a flashback to his pre-apocalypse life, where he enjoyed simple pleasures like pizza, soda, and playing World of Warcraft. However, his cute neighbor interrupts his awkward moment. Although Columbus usually prefers to keep to himself, he can't resist opening the door for his crush. She shares a harrowing tale of a homeless man who tried to bite her, and the two find solace in each other's arms as they drift off to sleep. Unfortunately, Columbus is rudely awakened by his now zombified neighbor, forcing him to confront the reality of the apocalypse. In a desperate attempt to defend himself, Columbus grabs a blender but hesitates to use it on his former neighbor. He seeks refuge in the bedroom, but the neighbor's ankle pays the price for his escape. Cornered in the bathroom, he delivers a final blow by using a toilet lid as a weapon. Returning to the present, our dynamic duo stumbles upon a zombie feasting on a human meal. Columbus gets creative and uses a car door to smack the zombie in the face. Their journey continues to a grocery store in search of the elusive Twinkies. Inside, Tallahassee serenades a zombie with a banjo before swiftly dispatching it. The undead welcoming party continues with more zombie takedowns, including one with a baseball bat and another with scissors. Amidst their impromptu zombie-killing spree, they encounter a woman named Wichita, who is in desperate need of assistance. The two guys soon cross paths with Little Rock, who is claimed to be Wichita's little sister. However, Wichita reveals that Little Rock would rather die than become a zombie snack. Gullible Tallahassee falls for their deception and hands over the weapons, only to be double-crossed as Wichita turns the tables on them. Taking their weapons and wheels, the girls speed off in Tallahassee's beloved SUV, leaving the stranded guys to wish they had a roadside assistance plan. As the girls discuss their plans to reach Pacific Park, a supposed safe haven, Tallahassee and Columbus find themselves wandering the streets of a small town, feeling utterly bamboozled. Tallahassee channels his frustration by taking it out on an innocent minivan. However, their luck changes when they spot a yellow Hummer in the distance. Opening the driver's door, they are startled by the sight of hands-free driving, with sneaky hands left on the wheel in the back seat. Excitedly, they discover a jackpot of weapons and gear, prompting Tallahassee to go full-on Rambo, using up bullets like a madman. In a tribute to Dale Earnhardt, he gives the truck a Stasi No. 3 paint job, symbolizing their determination to survive. Tallahassee's beloved Buck unfortunately became a meal for the zombies, leaving him feeling a sense of loss and longing for his old life. As they continue on their journey, they stumble upon Tallahassee's abandoned SUV. Tallahassee checks it out, but finds nothing of value inside. He calls Columbus for a lift, unaware that Little Rock has been hiding in the back seat the whole time. She pops out, weapon in hand, and signals for Wichita, her partner in crime, to join them. Columbus reluctantly exits the car, but eventually agrees to give them a ride. In a flashback, we see the sisters, Wichita, and Little Rock hustling their way through life before the apocalypse. They pull off a clever scam at a gas station, fooling a gullible clerk into giving them $400 for a fake wedding ring that was actually worth only $30. Talk about a bargain. Back in the present, Columbus expresses his gratitude to the girls for not abandoning him once again. However, Tallahassee, sensing a tension between Columbus and Wichita, playfully teases him like a middle schooler with his first crush. Columbus, feeling embarrassed, retaliates by spraying Tallahassee with perfume. The two engage in some friendly roughhousing before the girls intervene, reminding them of their important mission. Despite Columbus's initial plan to head to Columbus, Wichita drops a bombshell, revealing that the city has been overrun by zombies. Despite her tough exterior, Wichita feels a pang of guilt and decides to assist Columbus in reaching his destination. They make a stop at a store where Tallahassee rings a bell to attract a zombie for target practice. He takes pride in his kill of the week, but his sister Cynthia steals the spotlight by dropping a piano on a zombie, like a scene straight out of a Looney Tunes cartoon. Inside the store, Tallahassee can't help but notice Columbus's crush on Wichita and playfully teases him about it. Columbus, feeling embarrassed once again, retaliates by spraying Tallahassee with perfume. This leads to a playful scuffle between the two, causing some damage to the store. Undeterred, they continue their journey to California, encountering various comedic and adventurous situations along the way. The next day, they arrive at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where they can't resist shooting some zombies and grabbing a map of celebrity homes. Their next destination is the legendary Bill Murray's residence. They split up to explore the mansion, with Tallahassee and Wichita on one side, and Little Rock and Columbus on the other. Columbus can't contain his excitement as he fanboys over Bill Murray, comparing him to a limited edition Funko Pop. Meanwhile, Tallahassee and Wichita are enjoying a game of golf when they spot a zombie Bill Murray. Wichita quickly eliminates the threat, but to their surprise, Bill cries out in pain. It turns out that he was only dressed as a zombie to blend in and avoid being attacked. They all relaxed, enjoying some green and indulging in their Ghostbusters fantasy. Later, they decided to play a prank on Columbus in Little Rock while watching Ghostbusters. Bill, fully dressed as a zombie, attempted to scare them, but Columbus panicked and accidentally shot him. Oops. My bad. Apologies were too late. That night, they gathered to play Monopoly in honor of Bill, reminiscing about the best and worst moments of Zombieland. Tallahassee became sentimental, admitting that losing Buck was the toughest part. As the tissues came out, Tallahassee couldn't help but talk about Buck. Columbus started to suspect that Buck wasn't just a cute little puppy, but Tallahassee's son. Awkward. The group began to bond like mismatched puzzle pieces. Columbus and Wichita started to loosen up and enjoy some drinks and dancing, forgetting about the apocalyptic tomorrow. Meanwhile, Tallahassee embraced his role as a father figure, teaching Little Rock how to handle a rifle and protecting her. Just as things were getting steamy between Columbus and Wichita, Tallahassee interrupted, asking for help to move a couch. The next morning, the boys realized the girls had left with their car, leaving them ghosted. However, the sisters arrived at Pacific Park, an apparently zombie-free amusement park. They unintentionally attracted a horde of nearby zombies like moss to a flame, lighting up the park like a Christmas tree. Columbus, riding his motorcycle, had a smooth wipeout into a bush, much to Tallahassee's amusement. They joined forces to search for the girls at Pacific Playland. The sisters' fun came to a halt when zombies crashed their party. They managed to escape by driving their Jeep into the water, making a splashy getaway. Recognizing that they were in zombie territory, they prepared themselves for a full-on battle, going into Rambo mode. Finally, the boys arrived, with Tallahassee treating the zombie apocalypse like the latest Call of Duty game. Columbus mistook the girls for Connors when he saw their waterlogged Jeep, but their screams reassured him that they were still alive. Tallahassee instructed Columbus to save the damsels in distress while he took on the brain-munching horde. However, Columbus made the baffling decision to run into a house of horrors, making his situation even smokier. Despite the odds, he fought off a zombie and survived, while Tallahassee gleefully took on the zombies at the attractions, dual-wielding like a character in an action movie. Eventually, Tallahassee barricaded himself in a prize booth, continuing his rampage against the zombies. Just when things seemed dire, Columbus came to the rescue, facing his greatest fear: clowns. After toppling a zombie with the emergency brake, Columbus was rewarded with a heartfelt hug from Wichita, who revealed her real name, Krista. How sweet. The search for Tallahassee, who was disappointed about not finding Twinkies in the snack store, led them to a destroyed box of Twinkies caused by Columbus's bullet. Tallahassee's outrage escalated when the girls took off in the car again, but it turned out to be a playful prank. Little Rock tossed a Twinkie to Tallahassee, making his snack dreams come true. Together, they hopped in the car and drove off to their next wild adventure, leaving behind the lesson that being overweight is not the way to go.